It's cold. Hello Sherlockians, here we are approaching Sherlock Holmes Museum, 221B, Baker Street, Central London. And I'm going to dedicate this video to the person who introduced me to this legend Sherlock Holmes, APPURVA Bhai and QAZI Bhai. And then as a co-audience, ANNASHA Mukherjee, and then Shamim and Sam. So first we're going to check out some pictures, then I will hand over the rest to our tour guide. And trust me, this lady Irene Adler, the Sherlock's love, she's damn beautiful. I mean, I don't know why, but I remember this dialogue from the series. Sherlock goes like, from the first day I met her, she was the only woman to me. Every day of that voyage, I loved her more. And many a time since I've kneeled down in the darkness of that night watch and kissed the deck of that ship because I knew her dear feet had trod it. She was never engaged to me. She treated me as fairly as ever woman treated a man. I have no complaint to make. It was all love on my side and all good comradeship and friendship on hers. When we parted, she was a free woman, but I could never again be a free man. Love. Oh, there she is. Irene Adler. It's something like that. I wanted to end the world, but I will settle for ending yours. So, and the rest of the things are like blazer, or maybe this Almira thing, something like. These are the pictures of criminals. So you're gonna see all these pictures later in the tour, and then this disguise makeup box, something like that. I don't know. And candle. Yeah, it's a candle. And then again, ashtray and all pipes. Yeah, it was quite classic. So suitcases. Yeah. And then dining table, and here it comes, an English toilet, and then hats, glasses and all, lens, oh mostly, and the living room basically. A violin, I like the violin. Violin was good, and then again violin. What's there, Beethoven? Yeah. And hats, and finally I got the pipe. So here's the tour. Hopefully you will enjoy it.
Touch the items on display, but you can take as many pictures here as you wish. Now here in the study, the heart of 221B, this is where Holmes would like to sit in his chair with his back to the window. So in the daytime, his own face would be cast into the shadows, but the daylight would fall upon his guests here, where he would study them carefully, clothes and facial expressions, giving him the upper hand. We have Dr. Watson's desk here with his medical kit bag, full of gruesome surgical instruments, and the Times newspaper from 1881, when they first met and moved to this address. In the far corner there is Sherlock's desk with his chemistry set, for what we now describe as forensic science, and of course his famous Stradivarius violin, which he would play to ease his mind through the most troublesome cases. For if he didn't have a good case on his mind, he could turn to less musical activities, such as pistol practice in the living room. Much to poor Mrs. Hudson's distress, Holmes has shot the letters VR into the wall. They stand for Victoria Regina, his Queen Victoria. Next to Queen Victoria here is a photograph of the other lady in his life, the famous opera singer Irene Adler, one of the few people to ever outsmart him. So thank you very much for listening to me about some items here in the study. Please, if you'll join me for a moment through in Sherlock's room, and you can return to explore further. Welcome, this is Sherlock's bedroom. Now you have his travel case on the bed there, and the big black hat, the Capella Romano, was worn by priests of the day. It was one of his favourite disguises, but didn't work against Irene Adler, who was quite an actor herself. You have a billy club in there, which was the nickname for a police baton. This would be used for protection, and sometimes persuasion too. And on the mantelpiece, a Persian slipper, where he'd keep his pipe tobacco stuffed into the toe. One of several habits Watson found distasteful. Up on the wall here, these photographs, these aren't Sherlock's family. These are genuine murderers and serial killers of the time. And he introduced these to Watson as my dear old friends. We have Dr. Thomas Neil Cream here, the Lambeth poisoner, who had victims across Canada, America and London too. He was also a suspect in the Jack the Ripper murders. Mary Ann Cotton, the Dark Angel, the first female serial killer, having killed 21 people, mainly poisoning her own family for insurance money. Now, for Holmes to get close to criminals such as these, he couldn't just wear a new hat. He had to change his face as well. So he would use stage makeup, as we have here. And such the master of disguise was he. He would return home and Watson wouldn't recognise his best friend and colleague.
Do we have Moriarty's picture here?
No, they didn't get along that well, so I don't think you'd like to be reminded. But upstairs on the top floor in the Wax Museum, you'll find a full-size statue of Professor Moriarty. Yes.